Oh yeah, now my people, it's your guy, the Niger Englishman, and we are back here on One Touch TV for another episode of Free Touches. Free Touches where we discuss all things Arsenal. And look, we've not had a debut for a couple of weeks, but coming in, we've been eyeing him up at a few other clubs recently. Seen some good performances there. See him score a goal a couple of weeks ago as well. So I thought bring him to the big boy table to come and play the game on One Touch TV. Making his One Touch TV debut, we got man like G Talks. How you doing, my guy? You good?
Bro, listen, man, I'm really, really good, man. It's an absolute pleasure. And you know what? Like, obviously, you messaged me. To be honest, I couldn't even believe I'd not been on yet. Because obviously,
Yeah, I know.
working with the Armory TV and that. So, yeah, I feel like, you know what I mean? I know you guys so well. But yeah, no, pleasure to be here, man. How are you?
Good man, good man. I'll be more excited when I see us making more signings rather than becoming Links FC. But I'm good. I'm good. There's still time. There's still time. Also, back on the channel, always loving his energy. Our man from down under, Mr. Aussie Gooner. How you doing, my guy?
Pretty good, bro. Pretty good. Calm, relaxed, chilled. You know, not fucking going crazy. No.
Yeah.
Relaxed, bro. Calm, bro. Patience is a virtue, mate. I've been patient for like what, nearly 20 years, bro. It's all right, mate. A couple more weeks, cuz all good, bro.
Another couple weeks, bro. Nothing, bro. Nothing.
Between mates, mate.
Big up, man. Thanks for coming back on the show, bro. Love to have you, man.
Anytime, bro.
And also, my Armory Familia back on the show, Mr. Canners. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just happy to be on again. I got the call up again, man. I must be doing something right on the pitch.
Hey, bro,
It must be those 2 goals.
The last time you were on the channel, bro, you scored a couple. You scored an own goal, but you still scored a brace. Still, man, you scored an own goal. Man was talking about
scored up both ends.
Saka. Yeah, exactly. Scored at both ends. This guy was talking about Saka getting benched for Rafinha, all sorts, bro.
Saka can't play the left-hand side. Can't fucking forget it. Saka's not a left winger. He can't do it. Yeah, okay, bro. I ain't forgotten you, bro. This is the artist formerly known as Canners, bro. This guy, and he's not Saka with no lefts to the left.
We got a late arrival. He's coming in just to catch a little goal quickly. Coming on the slide, we got man like Aquos in the building, Mr. Footballing Pigeon. How fun!
Big up the panel. I'm good. I was going to mix this one, but I got very quick what I was on, so I could jump in. This is a star-studded lineup. I can't miss this show.
You saw
when you watch TV when you watch the World Cup.
You saw Canners and you knew it was going to be another controversial one, right? You knew it was going to be another controversial one. Right. Big up everyone in the chat. All right, Adeleke, big up One Touch TV. Thanks, my guy, Luca. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for subscribing last week. Big up, Luca. Silver Fox, look at this panel. Yes, all stars, man. All stars, goal scorers, left, right, and center.
I don't score goals, bro. I just stop them.
And guys, if anyone, do you have a link for the preseason game today, guys? If anyone does, please share it into the live stream, the live feed. I don't know, Adeleke. I'll try if I can find one. I'll let you know.
It's gonna cost man $5.99.
You know the price. Don't forget to like.
Yeah, listen. I'm waiting to see
now, boy.
I'm waiting to see if I can find the stream. Yeah, if I can't find the stream, then I might have to just go. Yeah, I might have to
Ka-ching.
Drop that. Nah, just get your Amazon Fire Stick and do the search thing. It'll be cool. It'll be all good. But guys,
Ka-ching. It's a business team. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
This week has been an interesting one for Arsenal in terms of the midfield. I mean, you can tell the focus is now really increased when it comes to the midfield area. If I had to ask all of you at the start of the transfer window, what area do we need the most work? I'm sure everyone would have agreed it was the midfield area. Obviously, we got a bit sidetracked, distracted with a couple of those attacking options like Rafinha, etc. But we're back to the nitty-gritty. And there's been a new one that was linked today. Former Arsenal graduate. He's gone to Serie A to really make a name for himself. And now he's a Serie A champion this year, doing big things. And who knows? Is this another unfinished business situation? Who knows? G Talks, what are you saying about Bennacer? Like when you heard the news, what did you think of the player as well?
For me, the whole Bennacer thing kind of came out of the blue, if I'm completely honest. It's not one of the names that would be at the top of my list. It's not necessarily a player that I particularly watch a lot, but what I do know is that obviously from his time at Arsenal, his career has, come on leaps and bounds, and he's become, somewhat of a quality player. For me, in terms of the midfield, I do recognize that I believe we need another 6 and another 8 to come into the squad, so 2 midfielders. But right now, if I was to prioritize between the 2, I'm looking for a number 8 over a number 6. I know there are obviously lots of rumors circulating about the availability of our first team number 6, but I'm not blown away by this rumor, if I'm completely honest. It's one of those things where I do feel as though if he comes into the squad, he will add depth to the squad, because at the end of the day, for me, he's far better than Lokonga and El Neni right now. So I can see how that would make sense, him, us purchasing him being in and around the squad, rotation with Partey in that kind of deeper lying midfield. I like his versatility. He can play as a 6. He can also play as an 8, but I feel like he's better at a 6. It's not an extortionate fee. We're kind of, touted like 30, 40 million max, and in this market, that's not a lot of money. But the whole, once a Gooner, always a Gooner. I mean, yeah, that notion doesn't really do much for me.
Doesn't run with you,
with some players get that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like your Henrys, your Wilshires, but other players, I mean, like we bought him for a couple $100,000, sold him for a couple $100,000, and that was that. Most people won't even remember him being an Arsenal player. So yeah, I think bringing him in will add squad depth, which is what we want to do, but he wouldn't necessarily be the first player at the top of my list.
Okay. Ozzy, are you in agreement with that, or do you have a different take?
I mean, look, if we're going to be linked to more depth from the bench, that's great. Wonderful. My problem is my starting 11 is shit. So I don't know why the hell we've spent and focused all this time on looking at our bench. Is it because these players are closer to the fucking manager, and that way you can jump to them and start getting hugs and shit, and the starting 11 are too far away? Why are we going for players for depth when we need players on the pitch? We need a starting 11. We don't need more depth on the bench. We get a good starting 11. Let's go for depth on the bench, right? Let's sort out our number 8, our starting number 8. Get it over and done with. Let's sort out the issue that we've had at left back for, how long would you guys say? Donkey's years? Since Tierney was signed, it's been an issue at left back. Yeah. Haven't sorted that out. Now, I know we need more midfielders. We need one number 8 right now to sit right there and put Granit Xhaka on a bench. Now, if I put Granit Xhaka on the bench, I just got some depth, right? Because I only had to buy one player and then shift one player from the 11 to the bench. Don't get me wrong, this guy would be decent on the bench. But if I keep Xhaka, you know what I mean? I can use him as depth and then focus at the left back role. I'm a bit worried that a little bit here where it's like we're thinking about Tielemans, still not sort of putting a bid in, and we're going after players for the bench. I don't understand this move. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm the kind of bloke who wants to fix my starting 11. Once I've sorted that out, now let's look to the bench and see what we can do for depth. Not the other way around.
I hear you. But Mr. Silver Fox is saying ideal cover for Partey. I mean, Canners, although Ozzy's right, we do want to have additions to improve our 11, because it's our 11 that we really need to improve. But let's not get it twisted. One of the biggest things we missed out on back in the last season was cover for Thomas Partey. So in that sense, is this a good move, or should we be looking elsewhere first?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with the former 2G and Aussie, man. We need, as I said, we need an improvement on Xhaka. Yeah, fair enough. If Partey gets injured, you've got that improvement on Xhaka, and then Xhaka to step into to try and do, or there won't be so much of a drop off to what Partey does, I guess, from Xhaka. Now, yeah, I'm in agreement. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm kind of underwhelmed with this. It doesn't make sense to spend 40 mil when you know that there's someone there you can get for 30 mil, which is a better player than Tielemans, in my opinion. So it does not seem like an Arsenal thing to do. That seems like a frivolous kind of move to me.
Okay.
I just feel that we need to make sure and ensure that we have an upgrade on what we have right now, and that needs to happen sooner rather than later. Time's running out now. We've got what is it? The 5th of August season starts.
Bro, time day, relax, time day, time is still here with us. Man.
Listen, they got listen, man.
What, like 6 weeks still with the window open, Canners, bro. There's time,
listen, the way Arsenal move historically, man, 6 weeks, man, is still not enough time for these guys. Seriously, I think now they've. I'm getting a little bit disillusioned because they kind of did a couple of moves, whatever, get everyone excited, but now there's a couple of deals that need to get over the line, and it's not happening. And I think they really do. I think we're going to have 2 more players that are going to come in. The problem I'm having and the issue I'm having is that with the whole Tielemans thing, I think it's agreed from the player's perspective, but that's going to go right to the wire simply because we're trying to haggle just doing that Arsenal thing with Leicester. And
that's we're the hagglers, bro. We don't like to do things simple. We don't like to pay.
Yeah, but sometimes, but sometimes, you know what? But there's
sometimes
always
you throw the money.
Yeah, and then sometimes we're haggling over we're a million apart. What's a million when you're spending 40 million or 30 million? What's a million, man? Come on, look, I'm saying that because I know it's not my money, but
I said, what's a million? It's a little extra mil.
What's a million? What's a million? But when you're spending, it's like it's like when you're spending 30p on a Mars bar. What's an extra penny if you have to spend 31? You know what I mean? You spend the 31p. Listen,
it depends if it's primary school days or secondary school days, man. That extra 1p in primary school is different. Different, brother.
True say, boy. That's a different of a blackjack or just getting a fruit salad on them on there.
You get me, kind of. So you didn't know the option.
but no, seriously, they just need to get it done sooner rather than later. Get the guys acclimatized to the squad, whoever it is. Listen, Man City, whoever, seem to just do their business, get it done. All they took focus on now is selling their players, and that's where we should be at. It should be get our players and then focus on selling the players and getting out the players with the deadwood that we need to get out, because that needs to happen as well. Certain players,
I hear you,
like Pepe, etc. Bellerin's still there.
Brother, we got too many players that shouldn't still be there. Ainsley's still
that's
there.
What I'm saying, and we're paying these guys.
Nelson as well.
We're paying these guys week on week. So that we need to get the players in, and then you can focus on that stuff. Get those guys out. So yeah,
guys. Just first of all, guys, if we have any female viewers as well, I don't think there's a smoother man on the internet than Canners. By the way, look how smooth.
Oh, stop it, man!
He just brings a little bit. A little bit of smoothness. So
now I understand.
You understand why
I understand why you call this show Free Touches. Touchy feelies, eh? Touchy feelies, my man. Is that how it is? Behind closed doors and all, eh?
You guys are killing me, man. That's it right now.
Big up, Canners, guy on YouTube.
He's saying it, guys. He's saying big up, Canners, big up. Yeah, touchy feelies, I'm sure, bro.
Wait.
I tell you right now, I'm feeling.
Yeah, don't dig any further, Canners. Just let's fall back now before you give him more tools to use there. All right, so hey, stop. I even gave him one just then. But yeah, as I was saying, back to football. I've heard everything that everyone's been saying, right? But part of me is thinking, I think G Talks touched on it previously at the start. He said Bennacer is better than Lokonga. And let's not lie, he's better than Lokonga. He's better than El Neni. Let's not lie. I'm not saying he's the world beater, but he's better than those two players. And as I said, the lack of DM cover was a big issue for us last season. Like, Aquas, do you think we should be looking at other targets, maybe for 20, 25 million and put the 40 millions for other players? Or do we just go in for him? He's at the end of the day, he knows the club. We might not a lot of fans might not know him, but he knows the club. He's an Arsenal boy. He might have some unfinished business in the Premier League, which could work in our favour. Or should we fix the other issues first, or go elsewhere first? What do you say?
I think we should try to look at the other issues first, which is the number 8 position for me, because I think like that one is one where I think we really need more. And in the number 6 position, we have some players who can play big part. But I think like that position is one where I feel like we need top quality also. I think 2 shows before this one, or the last one before this one, I was talking of how much we need quality in terms of that number 6 position. Because if you look at our games, were big games and against the likes of Liverpool, Man City, if you take a Thomas Partey from our midfield, we are on the deficit. So we need a player to come in that number 6 position that we're not going to feel the level of our team play is going to drop. We're not going to feel that difference in quality that much. Is Bennacer the right man for me? That I don't know. I have my question marks concerning that one. I don't look at that transfer like one we are really going for. But I've been thinking about the number 8 position and the Euro Tielemans story and all of that. And I've been saying to myself, what if these guys have a priority signing? They're looking for that position, and Yuri Tielemans is not that player. And they are only keeping the Yuri Tielemans team going on to see if they can get their priority signing through the door. If it doesn't work in through the door, they know they already have a player that can come in terms of Yuri Tielemans. But my problem with these guys is I don't know how they do it. They're very good at keeping it quiet in the market. They're very good at that. So I look at that position and I'm confused. I don't know who they really want to go for in that number 8 position, because we saw what happened with the Fabio Vieira thing. It just took 24 hours. And
wait.
You understand? So, but I'm looking at the Yuri Tielemans position. I feel like these guys have something up their sleeves. And we'll find out as the days goes by in the transfer window. Go ahead.
Look, for me, what's going on here? I don't know if you guys agree. Aquas, you've let this Fabio Vieira thing confuse you. You believe that's what Arsenal are now about? We are not about signings like that.
Not just that. We've seen it time over time that each time we are linked to some certain players in the transfer window, we don't end up signing that player. We end up getting a different player in that position. We've seen it. We have a history of doing that in the last couple of transfer windows. Beside the Gabriel Jesus thing, that one was obvious. Coming from last season, we were linked to him and all that. But I look at that number 8 position. If Yuri Tielemans was really their priority target, look at how much they are putting in the Lisandro Martinez deal. If Yuri Tielemans was their priority, how much are they willing to spend for Lisandro Martinez? How much are we hearing in the market it is for Yuri Tielemans?
Do you know what it is, Aquas? For me, and I hear you, but I reckon with the Tielemans thing, this is what I think is happening. Obviously, I'm just speculating like anyone is, right? But I believe this is the strategy for Arsenal. They know that I think Leicester wanted 40 million for him. Arsenal, like, it's his last season. Why the heck are we paying 40 million for him? So what they've done, they've said, look, they've already agreed terms with Tielemans. He knows his role in the side, the salary, etc., etc. So they're like, that's sorted. Leicester just need to sort out their price point right now. I believe they're leaking stories about links with United and blah, blah, blah. So it can force us to just agree to the 40 million. But the game we're trying to play is run it all the way down to the last week, where Leicester are in a situation where they either accept our 25, 30 million or risk losing Tielemans on a free. At that point, we have the power in it, right? Where we can hike down the cost. I think it's an interesting strategy, but it's also risky. It's very, very risky because
you know what? The player has the power.
Well, he's already agreed, hasn't he? Though he's already agreed. He's already agreed that he wants to come to Arsenal.
Okay, this is the thing, bro. If United go in for him, he picks us. All we need to do is match the bid that United have, and he's coming to us personally because he wants to come to Arsenal. If Liverpool, Madrid, Chelsea, them type of clubs coming to him, then we're out of the water. We got no chance in it. But I don't think they're trying to fix that position right now in terms of those clubs. They're looking elsewhere as well, fortunately for us. So I think, as you said, it's a massive risk, this Tielemans thing, but it could work in our favor. I still think he's a priority.
You know what? I completely understand where you're coming from, and I honestly do think that is what Arsenal's play is. I do think that they're looking at it as, you know, at the end of the day, Tielemans has already communicated that he's not going to sign a new contract. So as far as they're concerned, if they've got a verbal agreement on personal terms, they've got all the time in the world, because at the end of the day, come closer to the window, Leicester are going to have to lower their asking price, because otherwise they'll lose him for free. However, it's just like he's there. Do you know what I mean? He's there. It's like he's available. He wants to come. Like for me, I'm just like, even if you don't send Edu, even if you don't send Arteta, send one of the canteen ladies with the 40 mil and just buy him. Like, just buy him, because for me, I understand it. Like, at the end of the day, we're fans, we're emotional. It's their business.
I get it.
You understand? Yeah. So I do get, like, when Canners is saying it's just 1 mil, but for a club like Arsenal, self-sustained, I do get it. They want to, like, make sure they balance the books, etc., etc. But I think it's a big risk, because you could look at it like, okay, they're playing this clever game, but then what happens a week before the transfer window? The likes of Chelsea or Madrid slapping a £40 million bid or £50 million bid.
It could easily happen. Yeah, one of their players gets a long-term injury. Tielemans is available. 30 mil, 40 mil, whatever. Yeah.
You know, so for me, for me personally, I'm a fan. Who am I? I'm no director of football. I'm no coach. But for me, it's too big a risk to stall.
I'm with you. I don't like it. I see it. I get it, but I don't like it. Everyone in the comment section, smash the like button. We've got 23 people in the chat right now. We should have at least 20 likes, guys. Let me get into some of the comments real quick. Footballers need time to move homes, country, and that takes a bit of time. That could be the reason for certain negotiations taking a bit of time, for sure.
Leicester to London's like an hour and a half away, man.
Canners is not having it, bro. Get on the train, Tielemans, man.
What's it called? Fabio, Lil Boy Vieira, go stuff it. I don't know what that emoji's in regards to. Go eat your greens and hit the weights. Yeah, he still looks a little bit lightweight. But guys, do you know what I've started to realize? There's this myth about physicality, like if you're not physical, you can't make it in the Premier League. But there's so many examples of players that have made it work.
You're calling it a myth.
Mentality.
It's not a myth.
No, in terms of
I'm with Aussie on this. I'm with Aussie.
Hold on.
I had enough of people saying it's a myth. It's not real. It doesn't happen. Meanwhile, I see Rob Holding suplex fucking Son in the Tottenham Hotspur fucking derby. He literally suplexed him.
Can I land?
Seriously.
Please, let me land. So, guys, what I'm saying, what I believe is a myth is because I've seen so many guys, short, small, low center of gravity, still find a way to make it work. When it comes to when it comes to centre-back positions, when it comes to defensive midfield, and maybe a target number 9, physicality is a massive thing there. But if you look at the central midfielders, like the likes of David Silva, Bernardo Silva, Cesc Fabregas, Santi Cazorla, no one can tell me these guys are physically, are physical players.
Yeah, but they need someone with them.
Hold on. For sure, they're good with their reading the space, the gaps, and finding the pockets, and they use that to their strength, which is what they miss in physicality. That's what I mean. Maybe it's a myth is a bit too harsh.
Do you know what? Can I just add something?
As big as they make it out. Yeah, go for it. And then
the whole physicality. Yeah, no, the whole physicality thing. Right? I think going back, but I think Wenger lost it ever since he dismantled the Invincibles team, and he went from the two midfielders of Vieira and Gilberto to Fabregas and Flamini. Now, listen, man, if you talk about players when they were coming up against those kind of players, okay, the physical presence of those players, because they were physically imposing. Gilberto 6'3", Vieira 6'4". Come on, man, and I just think that there's a mental thing there as well. When you're coming up with teams, remember those days we used to have problems against the likes of Bolton and whatever, but nowadays it would have been Burnley or whatever. But those kind of you need those kind of the spine of our team was physically imposing. You had all 6-footers, all of them, and now we're talking 5'9", 5'10", you know, and whatever. Maybe the back two are the only 6 footers in that spine of what we have. I just think, you know, it's a big thing to have a physically imposing team, obviously with technical ability as well. But listen, man, I'm tired of our team getting bullied. I'm tired.
No, exactly.
When Declan Rice started to try and bully Nketiah, do you remember? He's going, "Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?" Talking to him like that. You know what I mean? That shouldn't happen. I'm tired of
Cannon. Don't get me mistaken.
Bullying.
Before Aussie comes in, don't get me mistaken. I'm not saying we don't need physicality in our squad. What I was trying to say is that if you're not necessarily physical, that doesn't mean you can't make it in the Premier League. But like you said, with the balance in the team, it makes sense. Like if you look at the City, they have a physical engine with them, but they've got a lot of flair around it. Do you know what I'm saying? If you look at the but if you look at their midfield over the last 5 years, you can't tell me it's been a big midfield. But the likes of Rodri, Fernandinho, Gundogan are people that make that system work. Sorry, I kind of interrupted you, Aussie, when you wanted to respond to something. So
there's two. Look, you got different types of players and different types of strengths and different ways to control a midfield. You can sit there and flare it up like crazy, and just overwhelm the crap out of a team, i.e., Manchester City. Expensive, hard to get players. Most of them not going to come running to Arsenal right now. Then you've got your knuckleheads, your grinders, the kind of guys that don't get on the ball, get the ball. The guys that are imposing, the guys that slow the game down, the trains, you know what I mean? Those guys have got a job to do as well. It's different types of midfielders for different types of teams for a different type of play. I think our problem right now is our spine is weak as piss. Okay? And because we're so weak, because we're like a pub toilet door when it comes to the midfield, it's not about the flair. It's not about the quality. It's not about all that. We're not going to get the high-end midfielders that can move on the ball. Santi Cazorla, he was only small. Players were trying to hang off him. That guy did not like to go to the ground, okay? He kept on driving. He was like a bull terrier, right? Nowadays, you've got players that are big hitting the deck for shits and giggles. The idea is you need to be strong. You need to be a strong player in the midfield for Arsenal right now. I think we need a player who's a little bit doesn't have to be massive. Like everyone's saying, Millinkovic Savic is huge. I don't give a shit if he's fucking 7 foot tall. He ain't a DM. I need a player who can hold on to the ball, and when a player's trying to hang off him, if he has to carry him, he carries him. He doesn't just hit the deck and look for a fucking foul. You need strength. The midfield is the spine of a team. It's one of the most important positions. Now, if you can control the midfield, right, your defenders have a good time, and that's where you go into 0-0 draws or a 1-0 win and a really hard game. You have a shit midfield, you're in trouble. And I think right now, Partey is a good midfielder. Everyone goes, he's injury prone. But when you've got Granit Xhaka beside you and you have to do your job and his, pretty sure it's not easy, right? So the physicality thing in the Premier League, it's always going to be there. And when I see a player like Vieira come in, I say to myself, statistic. Plain and simple statistic. Aaron Ramsey got his leg broke. Eduardo, leg broke. You know what I'm saying? It does get dirty. It does get messy. It does get hurtful. And players do get injured. Before Thomas Partey came to the Premier League, how many injuries did he have? Can anyone tell me?
I don't even remember.
None. He comes to the Premier League. What happens? Injury prone. What is that? I hear you, he plays so many games. He played that many games for Atletico, if not more.
I hear you, but there's so many facts. I can give you like a player like David Silva who plays 30-odd games every season and he glides along the football pitch. So you're right in terms of we do need physicality, and I agree with you. That's why
David Silva had a Yaya Toure behind him.
So
that's the point. What the point we're kind of making similar points. The point I'm making is you do need physicality, but just because you're a small player and not physical doesn't mean there's not ways to make it work in the Premier League. Do you get what I'm saying? If you have the right system behind you,
in the right team,
definitely helps for sure. Yeah. For sure, right team. And I think just before we go into the next point, let me get into some of the comments. But there's a comment in here that'll help us lead into that further talk on our midfield situation. What's the comment here? Where is it? It's not this one. Not happy with Tielemans, in my opinion. the light-skinned Xhaka with quicker feet, as in
Nah, man, don't do that.
Mobile
like that, bro.
off the ball needs an asthma pump. Do you know what? Something I have questioned
dropped
is
that
his
one?
engine.
Spursy.
Why not Spursy?
Why not
Mikel
Spursy?
Arteta? Yeah, big him up. Awar better than Tielemans, please. I don't want to hear Awar's name on this channel again. Big up the guy that was.
I think
ago. I know you like him, Canners.
Yeah,
I know you would take. Canners wants him for a little cheeky 8 million, bro. Forget Awar, bro. Forget Awar. I'm not gonna read that out, but yeah. Wait, hold on. Yeah, we're just gonna go past that one.
Remember, Tielemans is an 8. So anyway.
We moving, don't worry. We're not. No one's worried on this panel except maybe Canners. Yeah, Canners is worried. Everyone else.
A little bit.
I'm worried, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Haggle because they are assholes, not because of self-sufficient model. We spend as much as City.
Who's this you, man?
Dead ballers like Ben Shai and Paul Dick. Boy,
come on, man.
Why not Spurs, Mikel Arteta? You need to be more positive. We're doing a lot of good things, man, over the last year, man. You need to be more positive. I hear you.
Wait,
stress,
their stage costs huge money, and they're spending all this money. They ain't balancing nothing. Watch when they're out of the Champions League next year.
Right, bro, Aussie Football Capital has to be on the show tomorrow. He has to.
Oh, he is.
It's
done. It's done. Good. Well, so you're saying that he needs to be on the show. What you gonna do? Say it now. What you gonna do? Give me an idea of what you're gonna do.
All I'm gonna do is make him pay for all the trolling he's been doing on the channel for the last couple of weeks. I appreciate you. I appreciate the comments, bro, but I'm coming for you now. It's me against you now. No comment section versus camera. It's camera on camera, bro. We gonna make it happen.
This is what I want. This is what I want to see, bro. This is what I want to see, bro.
I'm here for all the smoke, man. All the smoke.
I want some Arsenal fans that are gonna stand the fuck up, you know. And lately, I ain't been seeing that.
Bro, I'm here for it. I'm all here for it. And he's long overdue. He's long overdue. Big up the Football Capital.
You hear that, Borche? You're long overdue, bro. It's coming for you, cuz. Knocking on your door, bro.
Torreira kills that myth. He goes flying. No, he doesn't, man. Torreira was getting about. He was a little pit bull when he was at Arsenal in that first season. I don't know. He's kind of declined since then, but he was a pit bull in that first season. Okay, brings me to the next player that I want to talk about. We need Millinkovic Savic to fill the Partey role. I don't think it's the Partey role he's coming to fill, personally, Jordan. I believe he's the 8. Look at his numbers. Look at his numbers. Like, and Akpos, we were talking about this, like in terms of goals, assists. Those goals and assist numbers are goals and assists of a potential number 10. So people can be confused of what type of midfielder this guy is, but he's an all-action midfielder that can do everything. What do you think about him, Akpos?
And for me, I think Sergei is going to bring a lot of versatility in that midfield.
Man's all giving him Sergei already. Yeah, okay, Akpos, sorry.
You get. So I think it's going to bring in a lot of versatility in that midfield, because I think a lot of people even confused what type of midfielder he actually is. Some actually think he's an attacking midfielder, but it's a midfielder who could play as a 6, as an 8, and as a number 10. Because if you look at his numbers, he's somebody who always wants to get in the box, who always want to making the runs from the midfield in the box. And that's something we've missed a lot, because the last time we had a CM who was getting the numbers as similar as what Millinkovic Savic is getting right now was Aaron Ramsey when he was staying fit. We lack that, and we need a midfielder who has got the legs to make the pass from the midfield and also get in the action, getting some of those passes, be in the box, taking the shots and all of that. He's got a good shot. He's got an eye for a goal, an eye for an assist. And I think if we can get Millinkovic Savic, I think that's going to be a top tier signing for me if we can get that done.
Bro, like the Millinkovic Savic makes that midfield just look scary. Imagine turning up to the Emirates and you got to face Millinkovic Savic, Partey, and Martin Odegaard. Surely, G Talk, surely that the rest of the Europe are going to start standing up looking at our midfield now. What are you saying?
Yeah, I can't get invested in this transfer. And it's for the simple reason because he's such a quality player. I can't do it. You know, back in January, I was watching Fiorentina games like some idiot, you know, because I thought because I thought
Vlahovic was on his way. Yeah?
Savic is one of those players. He absolutely elevates this team. He turns this team into a potentially top 6 side to, for me, will guarantee top 4 football. If not, with a couple other additions around him, you're looking at if we stay fully fit, you're looking at a potential title challenge in a couple of years because he's that good. He's in the prime of his career. His numbers don't lie. I don't think he scored anything less than 7 or 8 goals a season. He gets into double figures for goals and assists every year. I think last season it was 23 goal contributions. Yeah. He's box to box. He's strong. He's no nonsense. He's pull up your socks, pull up your sleeves, get into it. He's just a brilliant pro. And I think that has been epitomized by the fact that he's been at Lazio for so long, and he's not pushed for a move. He's not necessarily, rocked the boat or anything like that. I just feel as though I can't personally see Arsenal investing 100 million in 2 midfielders this window. I can't see it. I don't think there's any reason why we shouldn't, because we were in the market for Rafinha. We were in the market for Martinez because that looks like he's going United.
Money to spend.
That's 100 million right there. So I would just drop the 40 million on Tielemans and the 60 on Savic, and let's all go home, because those 2 players absolutely transform that midfield. Absolutely transform it. So for me, I want Savic. I'd take him all day. I'd pay 60, 50, 60, 70 million for him. I don't care. I'd pay the money because he's that good a player. But that's the reason why I just can't believe it, because I can't get invested in it, because he's top draw. He's a top draw player for me.
Aussie Gooner, would you take Millinkovic Savic over Yuri Tielemans? What's your take?
No, I wouldn't.
No.
Nope.
Wow. Explain.
Let the audience know why you wouldn't take him.
Now,
tell us why.
A lot of people underrate Yuri Tielemans now because the transfer fee's so low. He's got fuck all left on his contract. That's why the transfer fee's so fucking low. If you look at Yuri Tielemans' work in the midfield for Leicester, and not just fucking he's English, so we're going to say he's shit, because that's what a lot of people do. Ivan Toney is shit. You know what I mean? Because he's English, and that's what we do. Max Aarons is shit because he's English, and that's what we do. These are players that I've mentioned because they're shit, right? And I'm telling you, they're great. The problem with Yuri Tielemans right now is because his value is so low, no one's looking at him. The kind of work that he does in the midfield for Leicester, right, has led to James Maddison being as successful as he is, and that's a fact. Okay, he defends well. Okay, he's a full-on box-to-box. This guy can go back and defend the ball. He can come forward. A lot of people go off the ball is shit. Go look at his numbers when he's defending. And it's a box-to-box, not a DM. Look at him compared to Basuma, and look at him compared.
I agree.
And look at, you know what I'm saying? He's a good midfielder. Now let me finish.
Okay.
Millinkovic Savic is playing Serie A. What do we know about Serie A? Very defensive, very slow. Millinkovic I know Tielemans is in English. I'm saying he's in English. He's playing in England. That's what I'm saying. In England, he's playing, bro. So I know he's not English, bro.
I got your point.
Yeah, Millinkovic Savic is a big boy, right? Mobility is not a strength. That's the problem I have. I've got a player who's in the midfield now where mobility is not a strength. He's Millinkovic Savic, better on the ball, a lot better. But if you're not quick in the midfield, right? If you're not quick, then you're going to have fucking mad skills in the midfield to get that ball moving, right? The problem I have is 70 million for a player that could do well in the Premier League, could do very well, or could flop. Or I get a player who's doing well in the Premier League now that can come over and do bits for me now for a lot less.
Okay, wait.
I'm just calling it.
I've got a question for you then, because I agree. Everything when we analyzing both players, I agree with you to an extent. There was one comment I'm a bit I'll address after. But is your reasoning because Tielemans is a less risk transfer, or you genuinely believe he's a better player than Millinkovic Savic?
I say right now, from what I can see, I can't compare Millinkovic Savic to Tielemans because they're playing in 2 different leagues. And I look at my problems right now at Arsenal, and I say the best player for Arsenal right now, Millinkovic Savic, his numbers are better than Tielemans, right? They are. But that's in the Serie A. Okay? That's in the Serie A. Lukaku goes to the Serie A, he scores goals. He comes to the Premier League, he can't score goals. So
but
what does that mean?
It's only under Tuchel he can't score goals in the Premier League. He scored in every other club.
He had a hard
No,
time.
but you
Man
look at the
United
likes
too.
of Thiago
Had a
at
hard time, Man
Liverpool.
United.
How long was it until he actually started
It took-
doing bits for Liverpool? It
I
took
need him
time,
to
and
do
there's
things
always going to
now.
be. Yeah, that's the thing. There's always going to be that kind of acclimatization process for a player like coming from Italy to same thing with Bergkamp came from Inter. Same thing with Omri when he came from Juve. There's always that little bit of time that they need to bed in. With Tielemans, he's ready to go rock and roll.
That's what I'm saying. Put the
Yeah.
key in ignition and go. And I reckon, look, if we have money to burn, and you say to me, we've got money to burn, like money to spend, and you say to me, well, we can get Tielemans and Millinkovic Savic and a left back. So what are we talking for?
Yeah.
What are we talking about, bro?
I hear
No,
you.
stop talking, bro. Go get. I know we ain't got money. I know we ain't got money.
We need a winger, though. We need a winger.
People in the chat, let us know what you think. Would you rather go and spend 60, 70 million on Millinkovic Savic, or just go with the safe option, Prem proven Tielemans for 30 to 25 million? I mean, I believe both transfers have their pros and cons, but if I'm going in terms of overall gameplay, like for me, guys, let me just let you break down about this Millinkovic Savic. Let me just give you a little bit, because I'm a big Serie A fan, and like Juventus are my second team ever since Football Italia. I've talked about this
who thinks Delit's not all that.
Yeah, like, and to be honest, we'll talk about Delit. We'll talk about Delit on another stream, because that'll take a lot of time. People are still lost in Delit, who was at Ajax. Rather, they've not watched Juventus Delit. That's why they still think he's a 80 million pound defender. But that's neither here nor there. In terms of Millinkovic Savic, his mobility, he is very mobile. He doesn't take 3 minutes to turn like Xhaka does, 100%. He's not got the greatest dribbling, but because of his close control and his drop of the shoulder, he can beat a man very well. He's a good ball carrier. He's box to box, got a great engine on him, can pick a pass. He's got a shot, can left foot, right foot, and the rest of Europe are scared of. I believe if you ask the European ballers who are they more scared of playing, it's Millinkovic Savic over Tielemans. But with that being said, let me not ignore the whole Prem proven aspect, because that is still a big thing, because it is a risk. We're hoping he adapts really, really quickly. Like with Thiago, it took him a year. I believe it took him a year because Fabinho was injured more than anything. And I believe ever since he's been playing with Fabinho, he looks like a different player. But you're right, there is a risk. But the last thing you said, Ozzy, was the best thing. You said, if we got the money to spend the money. Spend it. I'm all for it. I'm not an accountant. I'm a fan. Spend the freaking money, bro.
You're just pushing the buttons. Tick, 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 tick. What do you want, bro? 70 mil? Yeah. What's your fucking pay? I didn't give a shit. Get the fuck in, bro.
Literally, bro. I'm all for it, man. Let me get into some of the comments. There was as much as 50 people in the chat at one point, guys. So we should be looking at 30, 40 likes potentially. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. And big up everyone in the panel again. Big up my guy, Ilias, Liverpool fan that trolls me on every channel. Big up Ilias, my guy. What's it called? Idrissa says that we need Tielemans. Is that either Tielemans over Millinkovic Savic, or we just need Tielemans?
We need a winger, man. We have
the man are beefing in the chat, bro.
And I'm a youth.
Get in there.
Ilias, do you live in the UK? Nah, I live in Lagos, Nigeria, brother. But I will be in the UK hopefully next month. Hopefully catching up with all the influencers that I've been doing collaborations with in the UK this year. I'd love to catch up with all of them. What does he? Savage is an engine, and he likes them run from deep and old school Patrick Vieira. Wait, hey, I'm not ready to start throwing them names in there yet, but runs from deep. If they're saying runs from deep like Vieira, I can give you that one. But that's the only thing I'm ready to give just now. So let's calm down. Jordan Reed, big up. Go for De Jong. Hey guys, I wouldn't mind the
Man United can't get De Jong. You think we're gonna get him? The fuck out of here.
No, that's
and pay 400k a week.
I know what he's doing, but I like De Jong. I like De Jong. He's a good player.
I love him. He's a great player.
Definitely an upgrade on Xhaka, but we're not in that market, bro. We don't pay over the odds for players anymore after Pepe. Walk like a champ. What's good, lads? Prince Fuad, he's probably the most positive Arsenal fan you'll ever meet. Fuad, I'm definitely going to get you on one of these streams as well. There's a couple of Gooners on the panel that I'd love to watch you tackle because it'd be an interesting discussion. Very, very interesting. And I know the Gooners know who I'm referring to, but we'll just leave it at that for now. The Aussie Gooner makes sense. So Arsenal will pay 80 million because of what? Because of what they do.
That's what they do.
And to be honest, that's we do like to play over the odds, but 80 million is a lot of money for this guy. But yeah, 80 million is too much. I'm thinking 60, 65. If it passes there,
I'm saying 55, 58. I'm not even saying 60, 55, 58 at max.
58, you know.
No more.
Well, Arsenal are not going to meet the valuation.
Nah, man. But the valuation is through the roof. It's not that. It's too much.
Says Lazio are in the worst position than Arsenal, so we should be able to get Savage if we really try. We just need to apply pressure. If we really want to go all out for the guy, let's go out for the guy. I don't back this. Ivan Toney better than Jesus. And
I saw this. I was just like,
wait. No, see, this is the thing, right? This is the thing. You got Ivan. Look, you want a striker? Everyone bags Ivan Toney, and I sit there and I laugh. I say,
but I like him.
No, but I like Ivan Toney. But the thing is, the way you can just the way you just put out that statement like Ivan Toney. It's just
two types of striker here, right? Ivan Toney's a guy who's going to get you goals and some assists. Some. Let's be honest. Ivan Toney scored goals at Brentford, a team that does attack well. Whereas Jesus is playing for a team like Manchester City that hugs the balls for so long that you fucking don't even know what it looks like anymore. And he scored what he scored. So if you think about it, Ivan, and it's horrible to say, but this is Jesus. I'm going to call it. Ivan, for me, would have been a better option because I was calling it too. I reckon he would have got us more goals than Jesus. But if we're looking for fucking link up, Jesus is better.
Wow, that's an interesting one. Do you know what? I would have liked us not to renew Eddie and buy Toney and Jesus, so we have two different options.
It's too much money to release, though. That would have been too much money to release.
Imagine that.
I mean,
that would have been perfect.
Ivan Toney and Jesus.
In my head, we had 100 million to buy two strikers this summer. That was what was going through my head, innit? So if we'd not renewed at the same time. If we'd not renewed Eddie and got Toney and Jesus, that would have been perfect for me. But you know how it goes.
You could have played them at the same time.
All right. G Talks. Just before you head off, real quick. Do you know much about these other central midfielders that we've been linked with, Fofana and Onana from the French league? Do you know much about those two guys?
Yeah, you know what? They're two players that we've covered in our Rumour Mill shows that we do on a Wednesday night. And to be honest, in terms of like watching them play, you know, I think like a lot of us, I don't particularly invest a lot of time in watching French football. I might watch the highlight show, you know, kind of weekly Euro goals and stuff like that. But out of the two, I would say Fofana is probably further down the line in terms of his development. He's that tad older, and I just feel like his all-round game is kind of more developed. But Onana is really and truly he's a fantastic prospect. My only concern with the Fofana and the Onana links is that both these players, dare I say it, you know, they are young, both of them. They are coming from the French league, and for me, I have certain reservations over the age, over the profile of the player. If we didn't have Lokonga and we didn't have Lakanel Nene in the squad, I would definitely see the benefit of bringing those players in, you know, having them in and around the first team for a season or two, maybe even a loan out, signing Onana and then loaning him back out. But right now, I have to go back to what Ozzy said, what Kanna said, you know, what Akpos has said. We're looking for first team players. We're looking for players that are going to come in and just immediately improve the first 11, or at least, you know, improve our second option. And when I look at the names like Fofana and Onana, there's a lot of risk involved. And I just think to myself, when I look at our squad, it's just not, for me, it's just not the profile. If we end up passing up, just put it this way to summarize before I go, if we end up passing up signings of Tielemans and Savic to sign Fofana and Onana, I would be absolutely gutted. Yeah. And my whole demeanor and positivity around this window would be diminished. It would. Because honestly,
don't. Now you said it, that might become reality, man.
Yeah. So, I hope that all I know is we tend to get predictions right on free touches. Yeah. Just ask Akos, man. So boy, hopefully this one that you just predicted ain't gonna happen, is it? Yeah. And we end up getting Tielemans or Millinkovic Savic.
Hopefully.
Big up G Talks, man. Thanks for coming through on the show, bro.
Man. Peace out.
Love to have you back again, man. Bless, bro.
Yeah. See you, man, soon. Take it easy.
Catch you, brother.
I'll make sure I put all his socials in the description of this story. Canners, I know you have to bounce soon, but do you agree with DWTT what he's saying here? I've said Arsenal doesn't need to look out of English football for the answers. English tax equals Premier League proven and less time to get on the pitch. Seems easy to me. What are you saying?
I think that, yeah, I agree. Because listen, man, you know that someone is acclimatized to the Prem, i.e. Tielemans. To me, it makes business sense. He's 25. He's now coming to the prime of his footballing career. They say the prime is the years from 26 to 29. He's coming to that. He's got a lot of miles in him. His injury record's good. He's got experience of playing in Europe. Listen, for me, it's an absolute no-brainer. I would take Tielemans and I would spend the rest of that money on a winger and a left back, a cover for left back, and send Tavares out on loan. That's what I would do. We need a winger. We desperately need a winger. We need someone, and I can't remember the last time we've had one, but someone who can, one-on-one, face you up and get by you. You know what I mean? And make something happen.
Canners, you talked about we need a winger then. There's one winger that I believe it's a very Arsenal-like transfer to do. I can't remember what channel I was discussing this before, but would you take this guy because we need a winger? Marco Asensio, would you take him? 25 million. You wouldn't take him?
Does he play on the left? Yeah. Doesn't he play on the left?
Left and right. He can play.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, do you know what? I honestly don't rate him. I really don't rate him.
Really?
Come on, man. Someone coming from Real Madrid for 25 mil. Come on.
When are you ever going to get a good player out of Real Madrid at a discount? Is what he means, right? This is like
30 mil.
That's the thing. No, but listen. All right, I'm going to give it to you straight now. I might be a bit controversial here before I go, so I'm going to.
Here we go. He's ending with a bang.
Going to say something, and he's going to run. It's like going and running.
I think Odegaard's good, but he's not that good, right? I honestly feel there are better players out there. But as I said, for 30 mil from Real Madrid, what are you going to get? You're not going to get someone who's obviously a finished article right now. Yeah, Odegaard's probably work in progress, but I just think that there are other players out there with levels above Odegaard, and I think
for 30 mil.
No, I'm just talking about the player, Odegaard, the player.
No, because right. Especially when it comes to our club, we got to put
and then if Real Madrid are selling a player for 25 mil, they don't rate him that much. They tried to sell a Ceballos for 25 mil, man. Come on. What does that mean?
I hate you. One man's trash is another man's trophy sometimes, as they say. One man's trash, another man's trophy. You never know, man. It just might not work out. He's still a 4-time Champions League winner, 2-time La Liga winner. He scored golazzos for fun.
Won a double.
Bruv, don't do that, bruv. Don't do that. Like I hear what you're doing there, but Stefanovs and Asensio, come on. Stefanos
No,
has
but
never
what I'm saying is,
lit up any under 20 any tournament in the world, bro. Come on. I hear what you're saying, but because of the way you said,
we can do better.
Because of the way you said we need a winger, I was like, look, okay, this is Arsenal. We're not going to sign Rafinha because we're not going to match the money.
Okay, then the profile player.
Canabry, we're not in Champions League. So who else are we getting?
I'm still thinking of Rafinha. I think that still. Listen, you know it's gone quiet.
Stop thinking about Rafinha.
But I'm not going to hype you up. I'm not going to. But I'll leave it there. It's that's gone so quiet. It's unreal.
It's not happening. It's gone quiet. It's not happening.
All right. Well, it's not happening at all, or to anyone.
Well, to be honest, today, it's looking like Barca might not be able to get the funds. But you know, with Barca, it changes every freaking 24 hours. If they got the funds, they ain't got the funds.
Listen.
So there is a chance.
They're talking about keeping. Yeah, they had to sell De Jong in order for that to happen, and they're talking like, they're keeping De Jong.
That's for you, Canners.
Listen,
comment right there.
Oh, you're kidding me, man. That's Chris King, not me, man.
That's King, bro. King's Lacazette out here, bro.
King. I ain't Chris King, man. Bless.
All right,
man.
so
listen,
I think it's safe to say, no, like the majority of the panel's divided with the Millinkovic Savic and Tielemans thing. I think 2 of us want a Millinkovic, 2 of us want Tielemans. I think we're both everyone's indifferent about the whole Bennacer.
Listen, I won't mind either. But I just
I would have. I'd make business. Just get one of them, innit? Let's be honest. As long as we get one of the 2,
it's an upgrade.
I'll be okay. Exactly. So
it's an upgrade.
If I had to choose,
exactly.
It's one of them ones. You're right. You're actually very right. And also, Bennacer is very much. I'm indifferent about it. If he comes in for like 20 million euros, and then we send Lukonga on loan, I might entertain it, but it just doesn't make sense. Like, it's just like literally, because I don't know, man. It's one of them ones where would you put it past Arsenal doing? No. Would it get anyone excited? No. It's literally one of them ones. But guys, I'm gonna get into. We've spent the whole show talking about transfers. We did want to talk about other stuff. Big up, Canners. Thanks for coming in, bro. And we'll love to have you
guys. Thank you so much.
Big up. 100%. Smash the like button, everyone. Share, comment, subscribe.
Big show, guys.
And Canners' socials will all be in the description of this video too. So, guys, before we get into our last couple of topics, before we go,
before we finish up the last hour of the show in 15 minutes,
let's get through some of the comments. Ivan ain't got shit on Jesus. Behave, people. I think they both bring something different. I would have loved them both.
Bro, don't start with me, bro. Don't start with me, man. I'll call you.
So you already know who I wanted to get on the show with Fuad, then. You already know. Perfect. We got to get that one pending. Fuad and Aussie Gooner on 3 touches. Hopefully next week. We'll put that one in the diary, mate. Ivan Toney, times better than your club striker. Classic fan snobbery. Blah, blah. Yeah, I hear that. Shitting on a guy that we've just signed. Arsenal let 2 strikers go who cost around 500k a week. Brought in Jesus and Eddie. Not an equal swap. Get us another striker, right? I would say it isn't an equal swap. You are spot on. But if you guys, if you had to choose between getting a proper number 9 and another winger, what would you guys do?
Now?
Yeah, right now.
Shit. I'd probably get another winger.
Yeah? Aqua, so you the same, or would you get a 9?
Looking at the wing position, I think like we have options there. I would want to bring in a striker that will give us something different, something like an option where we've come with a plan A and it does not seem to be working. A day like that where it's all difficult, 0-0. You need somebody you can put in the box and throw in those crosses. Because if you look at last season, we had a lot of crosses coming in the box. But did we have a center forward who was going to be like a target man there last season? I think we missed that. We need somebody who gives us something different. Look at the strikers we have. They are more similar in terms of their style of play. So if it comes down to that, a striker that gives us a different option or winger, I would go for the striker.
Fair enough. Guys, it's clear that yesterday was my birthday and I had one too many yesterday because I thought DWTT keeps typing MF, and Ozzy, I'm not gonna lie, for the longest I thought he was saying mother bleeper MF, but he's obviously saying midfielder. Like, what's wrong with me?
I come on the channel and everything becomes explicit.
Literally, I blame you, man. I blame you.
You know what I'm gonna do? That's it. From now on my shows, I'm gonna have a little parental advisory thing go in the bottom corner. I'm doing that. That is it.
I think you need to, bro. 100%, man. 100%.
Explicit language guaranteed.
Jack Wilshere has just retired from the club. I mean, from football. Sorry, retired from football.
I did. So he's been on the payroll list.
You never know with Arsenal. He might have still been on the payroll. You never know. What I would say is, I'm not going to spend too much talking about it because he's not currently an Arsenal player. But what I would say it's a sad day of football because Jack Wilshere was a footballer with so much talent. The whole world is oyster. Played the game of his life against Barcelona. Had people like Iniesta and Xavi singing his praises, thinking this is the next big thing. But whether it's a mixture of overplaying him, the wrong injuries, I don't know, man. Maybe being too casual in his recovery, that meant his body didn't recover in the best way when he came back on the. I don't know, a number of things. Decision making, his career didn't go the way it did. But I don't know how is the legacy of Jack Wilshere going to look in football, guys? What would you say the legacy of Jack Wilshere is in football?
Does he? I hate to say it. Does he have a legacy? Did he have a legacy? He didn't spend enough time on the pitch to look. I know I'm not being a prick. I don't mean I like Jack Wilshere, but he didn't spend enough time on the pitch to make a legacy. Legacy is you know, your Henrys, your Bergkamps. I mean, I hate to say it now, but your Ian Wrights, you know, Tony Adams, Martin Keown, David Seaman. There's legacy. You go to Man United, you can talk about your Ronaldos, your Rooneys, your Keanes. You know what I'm saying? But this guy spent more time injured. And so he's not going to make. I don't see a legacy for him. As much as he loves Arsenal, as much as he's a likable person, I'm sorry, I can't talk about somebody's legacy when he never really fulfilled any of the criteria to have one. It's horrible, I know, but what do you do? He would have been a great player like Abu Dhabi. Yeah. He was a wonderful player.
Yeah.
He would have been.
Ability.
Bro, that Abu Dhabi was gun when he was on the ball, but then he gets injured. He's gone.
Real talk. Akbos, what about you? Are you in agreement with Aussie Gooner about Jack's legacy in football? Or where's your
well, for me, I think it is one of those players, and like Aussie Gooner rightly said, Iman Abu Dhabi, one who could have been world-class players, top players that if you want to call players in that position, if we're calling 5 players, they are going to be in there in the mix. And it's a shame that I could not achieve with the talent he has got, that I could not get to that level and stay fit and to have a flourishing career. But what he has done, I think, I saw some of the notes he put out there to talk about his retirement, and I agree with what he said. He said something about he has lived this dream, and I think like for the man, I would want him to look back and say to himself, he lived this dream, came up from the academy and played for his boyhood club, a club that he has always been a fan of. I think that alone, but I think life do happens to every one of us. Besides footballers in our day-to-day, we've had some dreams in some areas where we wanted to go in, but it turns out not to pan out the way we wanted. So, but I think it's for him to go into the next step now. That's all behind him now. I don't believe in looking too much to the past. I believe in looking to at the present and looking for what the future holds for you. So for Jack Wilshere, it's all over the news already that it's going into a different era now, a different mood, from Jack Wilshere to the player to Jack Wilshere, the manager. And I'm wishing him all the best. And I'm hoping and I'm praying that he achieves a lot more as a manager that he was able to achieve as a player. And all the best, Jack Wilshere, because he's an Arsenal ball and is always going to be one of our own. So I'm happy with how the club seems to be backing him in this transition from Jack Wilshere, the player, and Jack Wilshere, the manager. It speaks that we are looking after our own, and that's what we want to see more from football clubs like this, looking after their players when things doesn't seem to go well for the players. So I think it's a big one for the Arsenal family also.
Wow. And I'm with you, what you guys saying. Jordan Reed, very harsh. It's a lot, man. I hear you. Says Wilshere killed his own career. He had a coke habit. His legacy is dead. He ain't Van Basten who retired early but killed it before his injury. Wow. And I hear you. I heard the rumors about the habit that he potentially had during his injuries, when obviously mental health took its toll. It being your third, fourth major injury maybe got the better of him. But what I will say about Jack is just that it's the same reason why I will never have a bad word to say about Hector Bellerin, regardless of how his Arsenal career ended. These Arsenal boys, they know the DNA is Arsenal. I've always got love for them. They wear their heart on their sleeve. And if you look at them, and regardless of what we thought of Bellerin, if you looked at him at every London derby, he knew how important it was, and he gave his all. So I got love for those guys. Jack as well, as Akbar says, the stuff the club has done to rehabilitate him, let him come and train with the first team, get his coaching badges. They're tracking whatever he's doing since he's left the club in January. I love it. And what would make me really happy is seeing the like of Jack's working with the Patinos, the ESRs, the Sakas, and helping them not A, make the same mistakes as he did, and also B, be able to maybe read the game like he did at such a young age, because the maturity of his game at such a young age, let's not lie, it was great.
And to add to what you're saying, let's say I'm an academy boy right now and Jack Wilshere is talking to me. Why would I not listen?
Exactly.
Because there's somebody who has done it from the academy, went up to the senior level. So why would you not listen if you have a player on that mode who has walked through the paths that you want to walk through?
Exactly. And if you're an academy boy, you definitely want to have it, especially if you're an English academy boy, at some point you want to root to the first team and the England team. Whatever you want to say about Jack's overall career, he hit both those milestones, innit?
Yeah, of course. Jack Wilshere, no one can argue about Jack Wilshere's skill. You can't. I'm not saying unskilled. No, his skill. He's the way he played in the game, wonderful. It was just the injuries that shortened his career. But when he was on the pitch, he was. Everybody wanted to know him. If he had stayed fit, fucking hell, forget about it. But it was just one of those things. So that's why an academy boy looks at it and says, unfortunately, a great player, he knows what he's doing, but the injuries took him out. Why can't I use his knowledge to my advantage? Right. Of course you can. Of course you can.
And Terry Tibbs, you're saying, why would you listen to Jack, who is not smart? Look, he's football smart. Do you get what I'm saying? You might not think.
Dude, I don't want him to go in there and teach business studies.
Do you get what I'm saying? He's football smart. And that's the most important thing. But and if a player wants to graduate to the first team and play for England, Jack has the knowledge to help him get there. He might not be able to elevate him beyond that stage, but if my first benchmark is to become a first team regular, Jack Wilshere definitely has the information to help you get there, regardless of all his
Can I add something to what you're saying about that statement, Nigel?
Go on.
I don't know which one of us who has not made one or two mistakes in our lives before. People evolve. We'll make mistakes and we'll learn from them, and that's how experience comes. So for a player, if I look at Jack and the mistakes, whatever mistakes you think he has made off the pitch, if all of these mistakes and evolving from that will make him a better man and a better manager. And when he talks, I think, like, personally, I don't know, you might have a different opinion, but what I think is, if somebody like Jack Wilshere, who has lived the dream, he did not accomplish as much as he could have. If he talks, I think, like, academic boys, players who are in the lesser age grade now, they would definitely listen to him.
And they will learn from the conversation, not just listen. He has a lot of info to give. A
lot of experiences,
especially from the experiences. It's the people in the comments that are talking about his mistakes. Those are some of the reasons why speaking to Jack make even more sense. So they don't go down that same path. So they don't make those same turns and make those same mistakes. So You're right. He did have a so-called alcohol and other habits. But
how
at the end
how
of the
many
day,
players have had these problems? What happened to Gascoigne?
Thank you.
So,
Do you not
so,
think
so,
people can
so,
learn
so,
from Gascoigne?
so I'm not saying comparing quality for player. Gascoigne was gone, but does that mean because Gascoigne did what he did, he's not worth talking to when it comes to football? No, it's not worth talking to him. Maybe about what he was doing in life. Maybe now he's recovered. You know what I mean? And he's doing a little bit better. But you got players that have the knowledge. Why not take advantage of that? And I mean, look, if it works out, it works out. It works out to everyone's, it works out good for Arsenal, works out good for everyone else. I don't think anyone can talk about Jack Wilshere not being a shit player. Relax yourselves. I know he had 50-50 situations in his personal life. But when he was on the pitch and he was fit, I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat now that's talking and slagging him off was saying Jack Wilshere is decent. Yeah, bro.
Thanks. So yeah, like big up Jack Wilshere. Not the career that you wanted, but you had a career. You made it as a professional footballer, which a lot of us who watch these streams and support these teams would love to have the opportunity to. And it just didn't work out. I wish him all the best in management. I hope he becomes a great coach and he continues to follow Arsenal like he always has done. And one of the most classic Jack Wilshere moments was the drunken celebration after the FA Cup, when he was like, "What do you think of Tottenham?" That's still epic, man. You can tell he's an Arsenal boy through and through. Big up, Jack. Let me get into some comments, and then we're going to close the show discussing who we think should be our new club captain. I'll just spend 10 minutes on that and then to close. Terence Tibbs says, some people live for football like Fabregas, others don't like Jack. Goodness me, this Jack hate is surprising, to be honest. They offered him a new contract before he left, but refused. He is lucky they are helping him with his career. Of course he's lucky, but I love it.
Of course he is.
As lucky as of course he's lucky. I love that they're actually doing it. I love that there's some beef going on in the comment section between Terence and why not Spurs. You guys can sort that out.
Look, you know what? Honestly, both these guys I like it. Well, why not Spurs? He comes up with some decent shit sometimes. Seriously.
Yeah, 100%.
Terence, come on, dude. Relax yourself, mate.
Big up Kosana, man. Big up,
Kosana.
Back to the show. Gaza is good at telling funny stories. Same as Wilshere. You lot just allow him, man. Allow him. Big up DWTT. Love it, man. Love for the support. Don't forget to smash that like button, guys. So we've discussed transfers. We've discussed Jack Wilshere. We're going to close discussing a topic that kind of gone under the radar since Laka has stepped out. Aubameyang's no longer the club captain. He doesn't even play for us anymore. But this season, we've got at some point before the season starts, announce who is the official new club captain. So what are you lot saying? We saw a few auditions last season. We saw Granit had it for a couple games, and then we saw how that ended. He refused it once. Odegaard had it. Laka had it. Tierney had it a couple of times. I think Holden even wore it at one point. So, boy, I was livid that day. Don't let me lie to you. I was absolutely fuming that day. But, guys, either one of you could take this one. Who do you think should be the next Arsenal captain?
Akpos, it's yours.
Fuad, don't trigger me. Do not trigger me, Fuad.
Bro, come on, bro. 1 minute, Jesus is... Bro, I'm cool.
Well, for me, that's a very tricky one, though, because I don't know who said we should give it to Granit. I don't think we should, but with how so not well the last episode of him having the ban ended. So I don't think we need to go there anymore. So, but I'm looking at the captaincy and I'm still confused about that. I don't know what Mikel's call is going to be, but I've been looking at two players. For me, if it doesn't go to Martin Odegaard, I would want to see Gabriel have it.
Gabriel, really?
Yeah.
Talk to me about that one. Talk to me about Gabriel.
Why for me, I think like it's going to bring in some kind of I look at Gabriel, I look at him as somebody who wants to stand up for his teammates. Every time there's this shuffle and all of that, you would see Gabriel in the midst. I don't know about his English now. I don't know about his English and his communication on the pitch and all of that. But I look at Gabriel. I'm just saying maybe we should go a little bit old school, give it to a centre back and all of that. But Odegaard seems like the more likeliest player who's going to have it because Kieran Tierney, another candidate for the Ambad, it does not stay fit. That's my worry. We've had histories of having captains who are not going to be on the pitch. Let's have a captain who is going to be on the pitch, is going to be leading the team into the battle every game day. That's what I would prefer. So it looks more likely that it's going to end up with Martin Odegaard.
Okay. Do you agree with everything Akpo said, or do you have a difference of opinions there?
When he said Gabriel, I went, fuck, he said what I was going to say. So Gabriel.
Oh, you think Gabriel too? All right.
Yep. And Tierney's great. I like Tierney. Same reason. He's going to be injured every 15 seconds. Yeah, all good. Stuff that. I need a captain on the pitch, just like you said. You don't want another Lauren Clasciani just sitting there watching and going, yep, I'm the captain here from the bench. Bullshit. Nah. Gabriel, yes, the English barrier might be an issue, but I think he'd be working on that. I think he'd be a great captain. And if it's not going to be Gabriel, stuff it. I know it's about, who's been there the longest. Sorry. Yeah. Let's just go for passion. Aaron Ramsdale. Let's go for a goalkeeper captain if I have to. Because it's either because everybody's like, oh, because he's too young. I know he's young, but the guy is a nut, right? The guy's always barking orders. The guy's always revving up the team. He's always pushing on him. I know it's better to have an outfield player as a captain, but let's be honest. How many outfielders have had this captaincy and it hasn't fucking worked? So let's go. I'd go Gabriel first, man. Gabriel first, and hopefully the English language is getting better. And really close, it'd have to be Aaron Ramsdale. I don't think Odegaard is captain material. I don't think there are any other players in there right now, apart from Gabriel and Aaron Ramsdale, that for me are captain material.
Yeah, the Ramsdale one, I agree with you with how well he knows how to conduct the crowd. It's somebody who has got this relationship with the fan base and all that, and he knows how to keep the fans going if we want the fans to back the team and all of that. So I think I would want to lean towards that choice also.
Personally, I would lead to Ramsdale over Gabriel. Personally, the only reason why I didn't want to say the name is because obviously he's only been at the club for a year, and sometimes you maybe having a couple of seasons that helps the situation. But I wanted my ideal captain, and Akpos knows, we've talked about it before, is Kieran. Like, Kieran's my guy.
Yeah,
Kieran's my guy.
If he stayed fit all day. If he stayed fit all day.
Give me 30 Premier League games a season, even 28 Premier League starts a season. Premier League.
All right. Okay.
I would take that.
I'm with you. Yeah. If Kieran Tierney, okay, sold. If Kieran Tierney gave me 30 games this season, captain all day over everybody.
It's a no-brainer, bro. Like,
for sure.
The energy, the leadership, the intensity. Whenever you do the mic'd up situations, he's always the most vocal one. You hear in the background screaming, shouting at people. Yeah, and he's a proper Glasgow boy. He doesn't care. Short sleeves in minus temperature. I do not care. I'm here to play.
No socks.
Fit ball, as they say in Scotland. You get me? Yeah, I spent 2 years in Glasgow. There's serious guys there, right? We need some of that Scottish engine up there, bro. Trust me.
I think everybody would be happy with that. Look, my first choice would be Kieran Tierney. But because of the injuries, it's like, fuck, if I pick Tierney, is he ever going to be a captain? That's the only thing. I reckon he's awesome. But, it'd be Tierney first, Gabriel second, Ramsdale third that way. But Tierney isn't in the mix because I'm just like, yep, he's going to start the fucking season. A month in, Kieran Tierney, quad. Kieran Tierney, this. Kieran Tierney, muscle ache. Fuck me.
It's crazy, bro. And you know what the scariest part about this discussion, guys, is nobody picked the guy that we know is probably going to be picked as our first choice, Martin Odegaard. Look, I like Odegaard as a player. I still think he has a massive ceiling. What some fans would tell me, oh, but he's Norway captain. Bro, who are Norway, bro? Who are Norway? That's like saying Aubameyang is Gabon captain. Like, okay, cool. I'm saying that's cool. He's Gabon captain, but he's captain of Gabon because he's the best player, not because he's a big leader. Do you get what I'm saying? So, and that was the same when Odegaard became captain for Norway, is because Haaland hadn't blew on the scene. The hot star boy at Real Madrid, so they gave him the armband. I doubt it had to do with his leadership qualities. And you see these smaller nations, no offense to Norway, in terms of football-wise, these smaller footballing nations, they pick their best player rather than the biggest leader. So I'm not getting all caught up in that Norway captaincy stuff. And yes, he definitely has leadership qualities. Don't get it twisted, because you see how he reads the game. Arteta's always talking to him on the sidelines. So he's not the worst. But if we want to go back to the Arsenal of old, the throwbacks, the get in your face, the guy that's going to be counted when everyone else is sleeping, you need a Kieran Tierney, you need a Ramsdale, or you need someone that got a personality that might not even be at the club right now. That's why, with some of these transfers, we should look into potential buying a leader or a captain. And that's why people were laughing at me when I was suggesting maybe getting a loan option for an older guy for a season or two, or a short-term contract for someone in the 29-30 bracket, just to give some maturity to this group. People laughed at me, but where is the advice coming from? Where's the direction? Where's the people that are mentally strong in this group that have gone through ups and downs, bro?
See, that's where like I'll look at a captain. It's got to be someone who's a leader, someone who's going to perform. I'll look at a striker as a captain. I say, yeah, it's good. I like it, but I've always been happier with a midfielder or a defender.
Yeah,
as a captain, because they're in a position where they can read more. I mean, don't get me wrong, there have been you know what I mean? What are you doing? Pointing and like old Vieira days, the Keane days, they can set it up better. But the problem is our midfield at the moment. I don't think Thomas Partey is captain material. I think Odegaard isn't really captain material. My number 8 in Granit Xhaka, Fuad, good luck with that, bro.
We don't even need to go into that one.
Go buy him. He's not. I'm not saying he's the worst player. He's a shit player and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going there. I'm just saying that ship has sailed, bro. Don't go there, bro. It's not going to happen. The guy, he stuffed it. Okay, too bad. So we don't have a midfielder really, and so that's why we go to the defense. Kieran Tierney's great, yeah, but if he stays fit, so then we have to go to the next best thing, which is Gabriel and Ramsdale.
And that's the frustrating team of the squad. That as much as I love as much as I can see what Arteta's trying to do with our squad, I don't love the fact that it's so young, and we've not added the mature pieces of the puzzle yet to help us raise our level and help us carry us in those games where maybe be 0-0 and we might lose 1-0 or versus winning 1-0 in that sort of game. Like, we need those sort of high, strong mentality type of guys. And that's a massive thing that's missing at Arsenal, and something that I believe we do need to address in the summer, ideally. Personally, I don't know if you guys agree, but I think
and also talking about the transfers, like you rightly mentioned, that's why we need to be looking into the right age of the players. Because when you said something about Onana, Fofana, I don't think that we need players in that mode. That's why we need to be looking more in the mode of players like Millinkovic Savic. I think we have a comment here from Big Dogs, saying if it's the captain of Lazio, he's one of the players who get the armbands when Cyril Immobile is on the pitch. One of the senior players, one of the leaders in that team. But I was seeing a report now from one of the very reliable journalists in Italy, and they are saying Lazio wants about 70-something million pounds. That's what
the end of that. It was cool.
Looking at the price tag, I don't think we're going to get that one done.
It was fun while it lasted, right, guys?
Thinking in other areas.
It was fun talking about him for a little bit, guys. It was fun. Thanks, Lazio, for putting to bed that link.
Okay. This is one of those I have a dream moments. I had a dream. That was it.
Literally, bro. All right, guys, I'm just going to finally get through the last comments, and then we're going to close the show. A few other people have something to say in terms of the captain situation.
Yo.
Kasana says Tierney, then Gabriel.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Yeah, I'd agree with that, bro. Yeah, I think so.
Tierney plays 40% of the games and should not be captain for that reason. It hurts.
But you see, Terence is right. But then it's like, imagine if he did. It's fuck, man.
Exactly. That's the only thing. If he's just available, as they say, the best ability is availability, and he's not available enough, man. There's no captain in the squad. By Lewis Dunk and Ben Mee. Guys, wait, hold on. People laughed at me last season. If you'd given me Dunk rather than Ben White, I would have taken him for the fact that he's a leader, personally. but that's for another. That might be for another
Yeah.
another stream. I don't want to kick you off here just yet, Aussie man. We'll save that for maybe tomorrow. No goalkeeper
No
captain.
goalkeeper captain.
To be honest, I don't mind it, especially when you're a leader like Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah.
Like
Like Terence, how about this, right? Terence, I know what you're saying. You need a centre back, you need a midfielder, right? But if you look at our squad now, right, you're not going to give it to Ben White, because the guy, what he does is he's defending a corner, falls the fuck down, looks for a foul. Ramsdale's captain. I'm a disgrace. Me. Are you mad? How about you tell me why not Spursy? Yeah, all good, bro. Right? Chat some shit. Let's chat some shit. Who do you want? Don't knock what I'm saying. Who?
Yeah,
tell me who the fuck you want as captain. You want to chat? I'm happy to chat with you, bro. Tell me who now. Come on, comment. Tell me who.
And your comment.
Don't buy it. Don't. Buy a player. Who now?
He tried to cover his back earlier. Why not Spurs? You said we don't have captains in our squad. You have to pick one, bro. We're not gonna buy a captain, so pick one as an alternative to what
somebody has to play left back. Let's say somebody has to play left back. We don't have a left back in the squad. Who's going to play? Somebody's going to be captain. Who's going to be the captain? Tell me who. I'm here now. I'm looking at our starting 11, bruh. Yeah. And I have to pick a captain. Are you telling me you want Jesus, Martinelli, Saka? How about that? That'll work out good for you. You've got to look for a player who's got energy, bruh.
If I hear anyone say Saka should be our captain, I'll kill them. Don't leave the boy alone.
I bet you why not Spursy does it now. He's going to go, fuck you, Saka.
Ramsdale as captain is not a good idea. He says captain will go to his head. To be honest, I see what he's trying to say with that, because he can be overconfident at times.
Yeah.
I won't lie.
You
have a small point there. You have a small point.
It's tough.
DWTT. Odegaard lets Cedric take free kicks. That's a negative. That's a negative trait for me.
And they go flying, bro.
Yellow cards. Ramsdale disappears towards the end of the season. Katie's availability. Yuck. Roll the dice. DWTT. But this is literally what we're working with, and it is yuck. It is yuck. Let's not lie, bro. It is.
You see, DWTT. Do you see the dilemma I'm in? Do you see the dilemma we're all in here? So you feel me, cuz. Instead of saying, "Oh, he's shit," tell me who's good. I'm standing here. I'm waiting. Come on. I'm waiting. I can't see it. Why can't I see it in the comments? I'm waiting.
He's waiting, but captains are not bought. They are made, Spursy. I think that's at Spurs. Why not Spursy's comment? I would lean to buy a captain from another club. And okay, so they're going through their own little battles in the comment section. That's what I like to see.
Don't buy a captain, bro.
Lewis Dunk, Ben Me.
Okay, so you're telling me you're going to put them in the squad and they're going to be good enough in the squad. And I told you we signed either one of those guys. You guys will be in a meltdown saying, they're not good enough. They're not world class. Bang, there's another one that's fucked. Next. Give me something better than that. We only want world class players here. Lewis Dunk and Ben Me. Start me, bro.
Bro, come on.
It's going to be an argument from here.
Make it make sense. Why not Spursy? Make it make sense. I love.
Give me something, bro. Show me something new.
No glass doors, as there's so many fights, and it's real talk. I went to it, but it's serious. I went to an old firm derby in Glasgow, right? And literally, there's a divide in the middle where I sat, and then there was Celtic fans on one side, Rangers fans on the other side. Literally, it was a big divide, and no one even accidentally crossed into each one section. It was madness. And you don't think I stayed till the final whistle. I was out 81 minutes. I was off, man. I didn't want to see what was going to go down.
Man, that sounds hectic. That sounds hectic, man. You know what I like about that? There's passion there. There's that passion. There's that desire. I love that shit, bro.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that even from our fans. When you see some of our fans that, like, I'm a bit of a nut. Where it's like, you know what, man, fuck this. And they get in hard. I like that. You know what I mean? Get behind your club 100%. Sometimes, people talk some shit. Even though we are fucked. We can say that. We can say that. But guess what?
Can say it.
Fuck anyone else who does say it, right?
Nah, real talk. Like this, I had this debate with my missus as well. She was like, "Why am I not allowed to call Arsenal shit, but you are?" I was like, "Because I'm in the spare of the moment, angry, and I'm calling them shit. You're just trolling me when you're calling them shit. So that's the difference." Real talk. But let me get into a couple of the last comments, guys. I like this comment by DWTT. He says, Arsenal's age profile is still too young. Arsenal is missing players over 24, 25 who can start in the first team. That is right. But if you look at the players we've been linked with this summer predominantly, it looks like we're trying to address these situations. I mean, Jesus is about to go into his prime. Rafinha is about to get into that level. If you look at Millinkovic Savic and Tielemans, they're about to either at their prime age or going into their prime ages. So we're looking at that higher profile. So the profile is starting to change, which is a good sign to see. Prince Fuad says, Steve, this guy got no standards. Ramsdale is a good call. I think he's having a go at why not Spursy there, if I had to guess. But guys, it's gone.
I can't be buying, like I said, like Spursy. I can tell you one thing now, right? You know Saliba's coming back, right? You know that. You know Gabriel's going to start and Saliba can be beside him, right? Right. So I can't be buying players who aren't going to be playing football are going to be captains. I need a guy who can play football, who's going to be a footballer and can be a captain. So when we talk about Ben Mee and we talk about Lewis Dunk, right? And I'm looking at that comment, right? That's great. This one. Remember, we got Saliba coming back,
Is it this
right?
comment?
Yeah.
Do you want to read it out?
From a week's blind, currently partying. Dude, right now, we've got Saliba coming back. So that means Saliba will have to go where? You get what I'm saying? This is a guy who could be starting for Arsenal, could be potentially starting for Arsenal. And if that happens, Gabriel will be beside him. Then what? Where are these guys going to sit? On the bench with Lauren Closciani? This is what I'm saying, bro. Look at the squad, cuz. Just look at our squad. Don't worry about buying a player. Don't buy a player. Tell me in the squad that we've got now. No incoming captains. Defenders, we've got shitloads at the moment, right? Left back, we don't have really. Tell me who from this squad, from the squad that we've got, can be captain. And then you're going to see the headache I've got. Exactly. It ain't easy, bro.
It's not easy at all. And as you could, like, I won't lie, since Vieira, I've not liked how we've done the whole captaincy thing. As much as I loved Henry as a legend, for me, he wasn't even captain material. As much as I love him. Adams, yeah, he was the proper captain, fantastic, solid. If the chips are down, he's getting in your face. My guy's getting man of match performances hung over, bro. So what are you talking about? That's a true leadership.
You take a Martin Keown in that for that one as well. I mean, bro, he might not have been the best defender in the world, but he knew how to get shit done.
Get the job done, innit? And sometimes you just need them players. Get the job done. I like me a couple of Ray Parlers that are gonna run and give you 110% every game, bro. You get me? I like a couple of them in the squad, bro. You need that. You need that. But guys, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks everyone that's been on the show today. In the comments, there's been their own separate beefs in the comments. We brought some of those beef to the screens as well, guys. Catch me tomorrow.
I love it.
On Aussie Gooner's channel, right? On your channel, right, Aussie? Give them the details.
Oh yeah, for sure. You'll be on my channel, but it'll be recorded. So we're gonna be recording that one, right? We're gonna be recording that one. We're gonna have you on there, Football Capital on there. Maybe a couple other people on there, and we're going to be asking some fucking ugly questions.
And just let you know, parental advisory is taken for that show, guys. So lock on. No
it's
filter.
Hardcore. Is no filter. You do what the fuck you want. You say what the fuck you want, right? It's free for all, right? That's how it is. That's how it works on my channel. I'm telling you, why not, Spursy? You'd love to jump on my channel because it's just
he really would.
The fuck you want, bro?
He really would. So where just before you go, Aussie, where can people find you?
You find me on Instagram. You definitely find me on Instagram, the Aussie Gooner. I'm on Twitter again. I'm on Twitter as well. It's the Aussie Goon R. So it's not an ER, it's just an R with a capital.
No wonder I couldn't find you, bro. I was thinking, where is this guy? Oh,
someone took it with ER, so I just said, okay, take the E, put an R there. Good enough, sounds right. Okay. And you definitely find me on YouTube. Again, the Aussie Gooner. Calling a spade the best I can, you know what I mean? And trying to get the right people on, you know? A Niger here, go out there, Kenny Ken here. And you know what? Why not Spursy, bro? Get it. I'm telling you, I'm on those things. Jump in the comments. We'll keep going back and forth, bro. I don't mind going back and forth, bro. Nothing personal. I love chatting with fucking Arsenal fans. Let's get in there, bro.
Love it. Big up, Aussie. And also my guy, Akpos. Thanks for coming back on the show again. One Touch TV, Royalty. Where can people find you?
You can always find me on One Touch TV and also across all the socials on Football and Pidgin.
Big up, bro. Big up. Thank you, everybody, today. All the likes, the comments now or watching later. You guys have yourself a fantastic weekend, and we'll catch you on Monday for North London Rivals. Have a great day, guys.